Hello friends, welcome to my channel, The Pharma Talk with Kishore. And once again, you all are welcome. And I'm going to deliver a very important topic for you today, that is regarding a very hot portion of your life, that is interview. You used to be perspired, you used to be filled with many questions in your mind, but it will be a very much beneficial when you just go through the points, whatever I'm going to tell you today, and make yourself that much better to crack any kind of interview in your life. And you know that I used to prepare all these things in a mindset of pharma students mainly, but many of these points are applicable for other interviews too. And I already have faced so many interviews in my life, and I have personally experienced this particular experiences which I am going to share with you. So I will not just elongate the video and just go through the tips and tricks which can break a hard interview, and you will come out with the colors of joy, flying colors. So the tips for you today is tips for interview. And first you have to remember the first and most important tip for you is the first point: interview is a mind game. Interview is nothing but a mind game, a psychological game. The interviewer wants to know what's in your mind and what's the behavior a person is carrying who is coming to their company. So you also have to understand the mind of the interviewer. So it's a mind game of the interviewer and interviewee too. The interviewer will always try to judge your behavior, your attitude, and your subjective knowledge, and also the knowledge what you have experienced, and the capacity of yours, that how can you handle people when you are a manager or a supervisor, etc. So on that aspect you have to construct a framework of the questions according to your curriculum vitae or CV, whatever you have already claimed that you know about that. And that question setup you have to prepare, and you have to create such a hierarchy of plan that you can crack the interview. So first point is interview is a mind game, the mind game of both interview and interviewer, and you just have to crack the mind of the interviewer. Now the second point is the mode of interview changes as per the mode of the interviewee as well as the interviewer. What I'm going to say, that is, like a fresher will face more subjective questions than practically knowledge based or technical questions. Means a fresher will be confined in the questions regarding the subject whatever he already have claimed that he have studied. That means the company is manufacturing few things, and those things are related to the study in your books, and those portions are very much emphasized, to be very much emphasized during the preparation of question and answer before your interview preparation for a fresher. But when you are a experienced guy, then you already have gone through so many procedures and so many situations where you have tackled by your wit and by your presence of mind. Those things also will be checked during the interview. And there are so many things in the experienced field which are not confined in the pages of your book. So you have to be much more means efficient to deliver whatever you used to do and how you used to do that work efficiently when you are an experienced person. So the mode may be changed, and you have to understand that where or which mode you are going to enter the company, whether you are a fresher, whether you are a experienced of a few days, whether you are experienced for a long time, and what may be the type of questions to be asked to you, and what may be the way of talking to the interviewer should be from your aspect. So the third point now I'm going. So 2 points already gone. That is the mind game point. Second is the mode of the interview point. Now the third point is your CV or biodata or resume. The biodata of an interviewee is a very important portion. There may be open interviews. Many persons used to be rejected just looking at the biodata, and after that the biodatas or CVs or curriculum vitae, whatever has been selected, among them they ask them for the interview. So the structure of the biodata also should be like professional type, and it will create a good impression at the beginning also. There may be there you can get many formats of biodata. Even there are professionals who used to prepare the biodata or CV. You can prepare from them also, but you have to make such a biodata, you have to make such a curriculum vitae which is the plan to ask you question. Now the CV or biodata is a prime influencing factor for your successful interview. Interviewee should never mention a point in the experience section of CV which have a superficial knowledge. Rather, a general point can be divided in such subpoints which may create specialized questions. What I am going to say you, for example, if a QC person have never handled a gas chromatography instrument or apparatus, if he write on his biodata that he have handled gas chromatography, then it will be a very big problematic issue when he is asked regarding the gas chromatography technique and handling of the apparatus. So he should never mention like this false statements. Rather, if he have handled HPLC, high performance liquid chromatography machine or equipment, then he can elaborate the tests whatever he have done in that particular HPLC, which will give a very clear and special idea to the interviewers among the all the interviewers, and he will be asked regarding those questions whatever test he have done in HPLC and how he have done. So the general points can be subdivided into such points which can create a good impression, which can create a good question, which will be very easy to deliver for that person who have properly handled the machine or equipment. But it should never be mentioned for any reason the things or the points or the equipments which have no practical experience or superficial experience on that particular subject. So just avoid this kind of points. Now the next and very important point is know your company. The company you are going for interview is very important to know about that company. How it will help you? See, if you are going to a company which is manufacturing uh, a pharmaceutical product, there are hundreds of forms of pharmaceutical products and hundreds of techniques, thousands of techniques, and also many affiliations are there. You have to know the company, you have to know the status of the company, you have to know the affiliations of the company, you have to know the products what the company is preparing, and the location of the company, and also the strength of the company, whether the company can afford you also. There may be few companies which cannot afford you, which cannot give you the salary which you are actually expecting. So that is the first prime point to choose a company. Now the affiliations, the company you are going for interview should be affiliated by USFDA, should be affiliated by MHRA, like this globally renowned regulatory bodies. Then a good impression in your future when you will go for future interviews will be created in the interviewer's mind. when you get experience from those companies. So you should know those things. Now, the product of the companies. Sometimes in the interview, the interviewer used to ask you, do you know any product of our company? Please name that product. And suppose you have told the name of a marketing name, means brand name of that particular product, but you don't know the molecule. Please at least know the molecule name also of that product. Suppose you went for an interview in Cipla and they have asked you, do you know any product of our company, and you just told that yes sir I know, and you have given one example of Monterey C. Now they asked what is the molecule of that particular product. As a pharmacist, it should be known to you, because we should know the molecules or generic name of a drug. So you should know that there is montelukast and levocetirizine, like these informations and all. So this was the fourth point: know the company, know the status of the company, affiliation of the company, products of the company, at least 2-3 products of the company, what is the location of the company, whether it is properly accessible or not, what is the expenses regarding the daily expenses of yours if you stay in that particular place, whether your company is giving any particular special allowance for that particular place if there is any hardship in that place. Like many companies used to offer hill allowance in hill regions. If the companies are situated, then they used to give hill allowance to the employees. You should know all those things, because whatever you are earning is not that much important if you do not calculate what is your expenses also. So if you earn much money and your expenditure is more, then it will not be good decision for you to join that company. So at the next point, or fifth point, is save yourself from such questions which may tangle you by your own delivered answer. Means you are asked such a question that your answer may make you tangled. Like questions are, will you continue your job after marriage if it is becoming hard to you to carry on being a girl? Like this question may be asked. What will be the answer? That answer should be honest, that answer should be reasonable. There may be asked like this question also, will you leave our company if you get a job nearer to your hometown by a company, and they offer you the same money whatever we are giving you? Like these questions also can be asked. And the question also can be asked that, can you stay now at our company if you get one warning letter? Or will you try to prove yourself if you get one warning letter? After that, will you be able to stay with us and try to prove yourself? Or it can be told that if our company get a warning letter tomorrow, will you stay with our company? Will you give support at that hard time? So this many questions can be asked, and these questions used to make a good impression in the interviewer mind if you give a proper particular answer. And it will even proper answer of these questions also can make such good impression that they can feel that this particular person is very much suitable for tackling the odd questions of auditors too. Even you can tackle the auditors, because they used to ask many odd questions many times, and your wit and your presence of mind can save the company. Like this questions you have to prepare, you have to answer. So this is the fifth point. And the next point is very much important, is never become very much submissive or very much arrogant or domineering. What I am going to say, if you become very much submissive, then you may be offered less than your expected salary, expected expectations actually. And in professional environment also, you may become much more humiliated and oppressed. So never become much suppressive, and never become much more arrogant also, because if you become much more arrogant, then it may offend the interviewer. And in the work environment, you cannot carry on the group of people to, you cannot instruct them, you cannot grab their mind to do properly work. When you are a supervisor, when you are a manager, you should not be much more arrogant that your own people do not do work properly with their good mentality. So this is a behavioral aspect, that you should not be much more arrogant, you should not be much more submissive. Next point is a very important and tricky point, that is elongate the time of interview by such answer which create questions itself and prepare those assumed answers. And if you create such questions, if you create such questions which create such answers which also create another questions, that questions are also very much easy to you because you already have prepared those answers previously, then the interview itself are predetermined in your own court. So what you have to do, that suppose the interviewer have asked you that what is validation. Okay, now the answer is, validation is generation of documented evidence to establish a process or a method consecutively complying predetermined specification. Now just as you have answered this question, add one sentence also inside this, and it is of three types. But you have to do this in a very tricky manner, because if you do in such manner that interviewer just think no, you are just putting this particular sentence to create answer, then he will not ask you that one. In a fluency, you should it is of three types, like that you just said. Then the next question will be, okay, what are the three types? Now when you are in the answers of what are those types and all, he may ask to explain the types also. Like this, the process of interview will elongate, and the impression of the interviewers also will gradually become much more established on you. So you should not think also that the question what you are going to make will be asked only. Even you should think the answer whatever you have given, the in that answer also there may be many questions are hidden. So you have to make the answers also from the hidden questions. Like you already have answered that what is validation. Validation is the generation of documented evidence. Now the interviewer may ask you, what is the significance of generation of documented evidence? Or to establish a process or a method in consecutively complying predetermined specification, why it is required to determine that whether the consecutive batches are giving such result that predetermined specifications are meeting. So like these questions also can be asked. So you have to remember one thing, the answer whatever you are going to deliver, in that answer whatever terms can create questions, those questions also to be answered by you. So before going to an interview, you create that environment of interview and you ask yourself, you answer the questions to yourself. Then it will be a very good situation when you will go for an interview, and your confidence level also will be leveled up because you already have discussed those questions and answer with yourself. So there is a very important thing in this context. The interview will be harder a little bit to the freshers than a experienced person, because the fresher are generally asked from the subjective questions, and the subject is so vast, the syllabus is so vast that from anywhere he can be asked question. But what trick should be implemented there? that time the fresher should go to the previous point whatever I told. And what is the previous point? That is, know the company and know the job you are about to do. Means, for example, you are about to join in a production department of a tablet manufacturing company. So you have to give much more emphasis in the tablet manufacturing part of the pharmaceutics subject, and you also give much more emphasis on the pharmaceutical engineering part also, related to tablet manufacturing equipments and all. And you may be asked to other questions also from other aspects, like what are the schedules, drug schedules, like this jurisprudence questions, what are the affiliation bodies, and which body is of which country, like this. And also many QC tests also you can be asked, though you are joining for a production guy. Yet, much more emphasis you should give on the process part, that is, pharmaceutics part of that process of tablet manufacturing, and also the part where the equipment part, means where the pharmaceutical engineering portion is much more involved. So, you have to make such a sphere of questions and answers where the interviewer can be confined by your trick, and you will be easily successfully, means you can successfully crack the interview and join your dream company. Dear all friends, I have seen so many videos in YouTube who are, means the persons who are giving you this many knowledges and all, and I appreciate their effort and all. But I have seen that most of them, they are professors, they are related to academics and all. So, see, whatever they used to do, they know the subjective knowledge. But I have worked in the industry. I have did those things, whatever I am delivering to you, whatever I am discussing, whatever my experiences I am sharing with you. I have done myself those things. So I can better guide you, and I can better serve you in that aspect. So if you be very much glad and be benefited with my videos, please subscribe my channel and hit the like button, and also put some comments that I can evaluate myself. Thank you. This much for today, and I think this video will help you a lot during your interview session. And congratulations for the persons who are just about to join any company and about to sit for a very important interview in their life. Thank you. Good night.